Hey Flosstube, it is Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw. This is Flosstube 103, I believe, and it is September 5th in 2024. I am back after I think it's been a month since my last video. I have been busy stitching, but I have just been busy in general. We took a quick trip to Houston, Texas to pick up a truck that we needed to get picked up. So that was a trip down there. It actually turned out to be kind of a fun trip for me and my husband. We don't normally get to stop at like good places to eat because we are in a tractor trailer and you just can't get in everywhere. We got to stop at a great steakhouse in Houston, Texas, because we had dropped our trailer at the auction yard to pick up the truck the next day. So we were able to get into a steakhouse. We got to go to a really good, it was in Louisiana. It was like a shrimp and like a seafood type restaurant. It was awesome. I really wanted their fried oysters, but I have heard that you're not supposed to eat oysters in the summer months because of the higher bacteria. Although I think that only applies to raw oysters, but quite frankly, I didn't want to risk it because I was in a truck and traveling and I thought, we'll just play it safe. So I ate something else. We got to stop at a Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is not a place that accepts tractor trailers as well, but this Buc-ee's, I think it's the one we went to was in Georgia. There is a road that dead ends behind it. I think they're eventually going to build stuff down that road, but nothing's being built now. It's a dead end. There was some dump trucks and stuff parked there. And we were able to park our truck and trailer and go into Buc-ee's and get a brisket sandwich, which if you don't know, Buc-ee's is like a huge gas station plus a Walmart all in one. It's awesome. And they have their own bakery. They have their own, I don't know what you call, I don't want to say butchery, but like they do brisket all day long. And so like in the morning you can get a brisket burrito, which is the bomb. And in the afternoon and evening, you can get a brisket sandwich, and they are delicious. Worth a trip to Buc-ee's. So anybody who's been to a Buc-ee's is shaking their head. Yes, it's good. So we got to stop there. We were on a little bit of a time crunch because my husband is building a hopper for our crusher. So if you don't know, our family does concrete crushing, which means when you tear up concrete, whether it be a building or your driveway, you bring it to us and we process it down into rock product that we resell to the public or contractors. And the crushers are huge pieces of equipment and conveyors and lots of different things, and they crush themselves. So we do a lot of maintenance. All three of my boys know how to weld because we are constantly welding and fixing things. My husband is he's building the hopper out of scratch to fix a hopper that broke. So he's redoing that and he wanted to get that done. It's a big project that he's fabbing. My husband is kind of a perfectionist. So when it's done, it will be way overbuilt, but hopefully it doesn't crush itself. So, cause that happens quite often. Let's see. My husband was sick before we went to Houston, just a stomach bug and felt like the flu. And he recovered. He was fine. We came back. He didn't feel good again. He came home working, which is unusual. He was home at like 5:30, which he's never home at 5:30. And he didn't feel good. And so we kind of went through the night. He had a fever. Didn't really know what was going on, but he said he felt like he had kidney stones. Well, he's had kidney stones before, and he had the last ones he had got stuck and he got a fever. And so we were like, okay. So I finally convinced him to go to the hospital. It turned out it was not kidney stones. He does not have kidney stones, thankfully, but his liver numbers were off a lot. His eyes started looking yellow. His skin had a yellow tinge because I kept looking at him in the emergency room thinking, are his eyes yellow? My husband has very, very, very blue eyes. And so he's had an allergic reaction to an antibiotic that did this one time. And I noticed it in his eyes first. So anyhow, long story short, after 4 days in the hospital, they found out after lots and lots and lots of testing that when he was sick 3 weeks before, the virus, whatever he had, we don't know what it was, attacked or injured his liver. And by the time, they say it's about 3 weeks after that initial event, and said that it elevated his bilirubin, but his liver started recovering on his own while he was in the hospital. And the doctor said, we didn't do anything to improve your numbers, but this is what happens. Sometimes it attacks different things in your body, and it attacked his liver, but his numbers were coming back down and they were getting better, which is exactly what happens after you have like a virus liver injury. So he did find out he has a little bit of a problem with his gallbladder, which has been bothering him. That maybe later on down the road, he'll have to have his gallbladder removed, but they're still talking about that. And obviously you don't like to remove parts if you don't have to. So they'll discuss that. And that's not what was causing the problem. So he had a nice little hospital stay. Let's see what else. I think that's probably all. My oldest son and his wife went to the beach, and my youngest, they went to the beach. One of them went to the beach the week before. My middle one went the week before with his friends to a different beach. And then my oldest and my youngest went to the beach the week after, and they took their dogs. And so I was enjoying watching all the videos of the dogs jumping into the pool. One of their springers, the bloodline is dock diver. So you could definitely tell Birdie has that in her blood. She is definitely a jumper. She loved jumping into the pool. So it was fun to see all those videos. So I have been stitching and I have a lot to show. So I'm going to start off showing that. That was way more update than I normally do. Let's get started with the stitching. So as I told you guys in the last video, I had some items framed at Craft Gallery when I went to StitchCon. I've got those pieces back and I wanted to show them on a video. So this is my second one. This is a piece. These were framed at Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio. They did an excellent job and I love them. So this piece is Family is Everything from Stitching with the Housewives. It's a very simple pattern, pretty quick stitch, and I've saved this pattern because I think this is a great wedding gift pattern that you could easily stitch. You just change the year. This is the year my husband and I were married. You just change the year, and I love the sentiment. So I stitched this on, I think this is 16 count. It looks like Tyco from Picture This Plus. That's what it looks like. I think I used called for threads. And I got it framed in like a farmhouse frame, which you can see the distressing on it. I love this. I love the simplicity of it. I think this is an amazing, amazing pattern, and I think it's a great frame for it. So that was that. I was reading the label on the back. She talks about the glass on it, and then she has her little sticker on here where she had it framed. So there is the framer, Craft Gallery. I have one more piece to show you guys, and I'll show you that next time. Okay, so I have some finishes, and I looked all over my house. Now, where is the bag? Oh, geez, Louise. Did I put it here? I looked all over for the bag because I'm not done with this pattern. So this finish is, when I got the pattern, I borrowed it from a friend, although she has told me that she doesn't need the pattern back. I actually am going to keep it for quite a while because I want to make ornaments out of these people. I'm sorry, my dogs are scratching at the back door. So I'm going to make ornaments out of some of these. But it is a pattern that I have looked at for a long time, tried to find. I have never found it. I was super excited, and I'm so grateful that I have it. So Birds of a Feather, A Joyous Christmas. And if you've never seen it, it is amazing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Everything about this. Now, this pattern was originally done in, trying to see a date. I think it was the 1999, because it does have 99 up here on the sample. So the colors, or I guess I should say the charting of it was a little, I thought there was an easier way to stitch it. So if you see the frame around here, this vine around there, it was done in 2 different colors. There was no way I was stitching it like that. I got a variegated thread and stitched them. It worked out perfectly. It was very similar to the color. I loved it. Let me show you my finish and then I'll talk about it. Okay. This is 28 count natural straw gingham linen from Weeks. And I did change the colors. So I'll go in close. Let me talk about it first. I changed the blue. This in the pattern was called for 415. And on the front of it, you can see it looks blue. The angel looks blue. I didn't want to use 415 because I didn't think that that was right. I think they actually, yeah, it was called for 415. Well, actually, it was called for 381, which is not a color anymore, so it's 415. So I changed it to blue. I just got a color and cotton variegated thread that I thought looked good, a light color, and I used it. I also changed the colors of the Wiseman, not this one, but these 2, and I made them more in the royal color family because I liked that for the Wiseman. Let's see, what else did I do? I changed the color of the blue in here just to a variegated that I had. This is the border that I used a variegated instead of using 2 different colors. The red was the same color. I did use, this was supposed to be like a yellow, and I used gold. I used Petite Treasure braid for the horns and that. I think that's it. The year is stitched on here, and my initials are stitched under here. So let me go in close so you can see. So, not great lighting today. I love, love, love this piece. Absolutely adore it. I normally do not frame seasonal pieces. I normally do those in some kind of different finish. This is such a special pattern to me because I have wanted this pattern for years. I'm going to frame this. This is going to hang on my wall year round. I love this piece. I got it and I stitched it straight. So this I'm going to take and I'll make the angel an ornament. I'm going to make the Wiseman an ornament, maybe the shepherd an ornament. And then I don't know if I'll do like this section as an ornament, maybe just the baby Jesus as an ornament. I have options. And so because this is such a coveted pattern for me, I really want to stitch it as much as I possibly can. So that is A Joyous Christmas from Birds of a Feather. Okay, what else? Okay, so when I came back, I don't know what got over me, but I decided I was gonna pull out, I was feeling fall stitching, and I thought, okay, what do I have that on my shelf that maybe I can get a finish from? And I had Birds of a Feather Scared Silly. I started this in 2019, August 2019. This is not a big pattern, okay? This is 68 by 106. What am I doing with this on my shelf this long? Well, I know why. So in this pumpkin down here, there is 3 or 4 different colors in that pumpkin. And it is super annoying, super confettied, and it was driving me nuts to stitch it. That's why it was taking so long. So When I picked it back up, I had a little bit of the pumpkin. I had the top of the pumpkin done because the top of the pumpkin's here. Let me go in close. So it says Scared Silly and then the top of the pumpkin. I ended up ripping out the top of the pumpkin and what I had down at the bottom, and I used a variegated thread to finish it. Now the variegated thread was lobster claw from Classic Colorworks. And it literally was the mix of the red that was already stitched and the orange that was already stitched. So I like my pumpkin a whole lot, and I'll go ahead and tell you it was a whole lot easier to stitch it. So I just used the variegated thread. Now when I stitched the pumpkin, I made sure that I did not stitch it in rows because I didn't want a stripy pumpkin. I just wanted the color to show up. And I'll go in a little closer so you can see that color on that pumpkin. So, whoops. Oh, well that's because I don't have it on the right side. I have it on the back side. So the year that I started it, this is October 31, 2019. I've already put that in there. I'm leaving it because that's when I started it. And it's supposed to be October because it's Halloween. I started mine in August, but that's okay. And let's see, my initials are MM, so they're right there. And this is just, I have it noted, this is a Picture This Plus, but it says that it's a scrap piece. I don't know what color this is. This is also an opalescent one. As you can see, it's kind of glittery. I don't stitch much on opalescent anymore. So that was kind of annoying too, because I just don't stitch on it, but it's a finish. And I was grateful to get that out of my whip shelf. I actually think I can cut this piece off on the bottom and have more of this as a scrap piece. Yay! I was glad to get it off my shelf, especially something that's lingered that long. Okay, I have things stacked on one another, so I'm just going to share what I have in the order so that it doesn't get all messed up. So I have some more finishes, but I'll get to them. Okay, so far this year, I have had 25 finishes. Now that is a lot less than I normally have, but I've also been working on a lot of samplers and bigger projects. And that's okay, that's perfectly fine. So the project, I'm gonna show this one. Let me get my working copy out of here. This one I'm stitching for one of my sons for his birthday. If you haven't gotten this book, this is Cross Stitch in the Forest from Pigeon Coop Designs. You can get it on Amazon. It is an excellent book. For me, I have 3 boys. It is hard to find patterns that are masculine for boys. And this book, I don't know that there's not a pattern in here I would not stitch for my boys. That's how much I like it. So I am doing Duck Pond, which is this. And I just started this the other day. Let me put my working copy back in there. I just started this, so I don't have much of a start. I am stitching this on 14 count Picture This Plus Fog. So it's not a total white, but it's close to a white. And there's my start. So I don't have much going, but that's my start. That I'm hoping to get that done by his birthday, which is October 1st, and do a little finish for him. And because it's round, I do have some round frames. I'm not sure if it's going to fit in the round frames that I have, but I have some old, well, they're old. They're from Auburn Hoops, and they're not in business anymore. She stopped doing her business. And so I would love for it to fit in there. And I wanted a circle finish that would be easy to do. Sometimes the white Aida that I have is stiff. And so I wanted to make sure that it was something that you can still do it with stiff Aida. You can still do a circle finish with stiff Aida. It's just a little harder. The softer Aida just goes into a circle finish really, really well. And that's why I picked Picture This Plus Fog. So, okay. I have some photocopies. When I get to them, I printed off the front page because I have it on markup just so I could show it. I don't know where those are in my pile. Jeez Louise, where did this go? Yes, that is. See, this is why I lose stuff. Where did I'll find it later. This is my bag for the Joyous Christmas because I still have all my threads in here and I really liked the colors that I picked out. So I'm keeping the bag all together, which means the pattern has to go back in the bag. It's somewhere. I put it somewhere. It's only on the table. It couldn't have gone that far. Okay, now I'm not sure how done I was when I showed this. So, because I think I wasn't very far along. Oh no, my pages fell. I knew that was going to happen. All right. All right, let me just stick those there. Okay, this is the nativity story from A New Creation Studio. And I have done 3 of them. I'm working on the 4th one. This is the Wise Men. So let me get that one. And I did that in Michael's Navy from Weeks Dye Works. It's on Picture This Plus 14 count Murky. And this is from A New Creation. If you haven't seen these patterns, she has a pattern of a set of 4 of them. Well, I got out the other ones. Where's my other finishes? Maybe I've shown you them. That's weird. Oh, nope, here they are. Eventually, the kids will get a whole set of these done in their colorway. So this is the Shepherd, and this one is done with Gentle Arts Cherry Wine. And this one is done in, this is the Angel, same series, and this is done in Dying for Cross Stitch Poseidon. It's a green. It's not really showing up great on camera, but it's a green. It's very, very pretty. And then I started the last one, which is the Savior for myself, and this is Grape Juice from Belle Soie. Here's the pattern since it's not done, and this is my start. So I need to finish that one. Eventually they will all get the whole set in their colorway. It is not going to be this year, I've decided. I don't even know if I'm going to fully finish my stockings this year. I don't know. I don't want to rush, and so I'm not sure if I'm going to get the stockings done this year or not, fully finished. So that's something I have to think about. We'll see. Okay, I have also been working on, let's see the pattern. My pattern is Beat Up. Shenandoah from Carriage House Samplings. And this is an old one that I started in 2020, which is why I pulled it out. I don't have tons done because a lot, well, I did stitch on it, but a lot of it is this fill-in. And so it just doesn't look, it doesn't, like it's all this fill-in. So it doesn't look like anything. I did start on the horse. This is stitched on 18 count Be Stitch Me Granite. So it is actually one I want to finish. I really do like it. I just need to put the time in it. So that got a little bit of work. Okay, this is a finish, but it's not going to be what you think. Okay, so I have this started. This is the Prairie Schooler Christmas Alphabet, okay? Now I'm doing mine as a banner vertically. I'm also using Lori Holt's color pack that she had for that. I don't know if she still sells that. It was on her website on Fat Quarter Shop to do this in a different colorway. I am stitching mine on, I'm not sure what this fabric is. It is a Picture This Plus Ada. It could be Shadow, it could be Echo. Okay, so this is my progress. And the colors are changed using that color pack, right? No, I didn't put a single stitch in this, but that's my progress on it. What I did finish was I decided I was going to do ornaments for the kids and for some other gifts with their initials. And I was going to use a different colorway. So the colors that I used are from Sweetwater Stitcher, Jessica. And she did I think it says Mary. It was a wreath. When we were at Annabella's retreat in Asheville a couple years ago, she had done this wreath and the colors were beautiful. She did it on, I think it was on black, and it was just gorgeous. And I thought at that time, I am going to stitch something with those colorways. She went and used those colors on Christmas Rules from Primrose Cottage, and go to her Instagram. It's way down her page. It is gorgeous. I am going to copy exactly what she did for Primrose Cottage Christmas Rules when I get to it, because it is gorgeous. I use those colors on those alphabets to make the initial ornaments. And so I'm going to flash them up on the screen. I added another pink, and I added another brown because I needed 2 browns, which the other brown I added was $8.40. And then I used Petite Treasure Braid, a silver. So here's the colors that I use. You can pause it. These are Jessica's colors. But if you're interested in them, there they are. Why do I have all these? Oh, okay. So these are all done the exact same way. And they are stitched over 2 on 18 count black. So they're slightly bigger than what they would be stitched on 14 count. These alphabets are like 26 by 26 each letter is, so they're not very big. So I wanted them a little bigger because I am going to make them into individual ornaments. So this is O for my son Owen, and I literally just picked the colors from that list to stitch each of these. This is K for Kyle. This is J for Jessie. I've got a hair on there. This is M for Mackenzie. This is M for Michelle. Now, I normally don't stitch my initials, but because I was doing everyone, they didn't take that long. I just did them. I did switch mine up a little bit. As you can see, here are the 2 M's. So I stitched them a little differently. So you can just see, I just picked colors and put them where I wanted. This is R for my niece, Reese. I loved the reindeer. He is adorable. I really, really liked this one. This is B for baby, and it will be baby's first ornament this year. This is C for Clint. And then I have some gifts, and I'm just going to show, I'll show these 2 up here. Super, super cute. And then here is G for my nephew, Grayson. So I have all of the kids done, my husband and me done. There is one more ornament that I may end up doing, and I'll have to see. I'll do it closer to Christmas if I need to do it or not. We shall see. Okay, what else? I'm not sure if I showed you these before. They're in my stack, so I'm going to show them. I did baby blankets, and I picked my first one of my least favorite fabric that I did, which was these moths. This is, let me show it the right side. This is flannel. And then I backed it with this tan polka dot material that matches the front. And I just went in there and edged them with a fancy stitch. So this is a quick receiving blanket for the baby. That's one. I don't know if I showed you guys that or not. This is another one that is flannel. Some cute, cute camping. And I backed it with this gingham. And I used a decorative stitch and I used a variegated thread. I don't know if you can see that. It's really cute in person. And it's just something different, just to let it hold a little bit so they don't slide on one another. So I did those blankets. I have more to do. That's why I can't remember if I showed that or not. Okay, what is another whip? I was obsessed. If you guys don't know, we had Needle Market. It's an online market this time. And I would say my favorite pattern that came out this year was Fall on the Farm by Finally a Farm Girl, Chrissy. And let me tell you, I love everything about this pattern. And it's gorgeous. So when I got it, I immediately started it. This is great fall stitching. This is beautiful and I love it. I love the colors. I love the charting. I have loved everything about it. So here's my progress. I think I'm 12% done, which is not a lot, but it's really fun. And I really, really am enjoying it. I can't wait to put some more stitches in this. I am stitching this on straw neutral gingham because I have the whole gingham thing going from weeks that I just adore. That was my favorite pattern. And I will say I made a promise to myself this time because I normally buy tons of patterns and then I don't start them and they sit and they linger. And I thought I'm going to really narrow down what I love and I'm going to start something from the market right away. This was it. So Finally Farm Girl knocked it out of the park. Fantastic pattern. Go get it. I love it. Okay. When my husband was in the hospital, I did not know my book was open. And God Saw from Teresa Kogut. I love this sampler. I think it's very, very pretty. Every time I stitched on it, I'm amazed by the colors. Because when I first pulled the colors, I'm kind of like, eh. No, they're gorgeous. This is stitched on 22 count sand dollar from Bestitch Me, one of my favorite fabrics from her. It's a great neutral. So I extended it over and I'm trying to go down now because I would like to get the outline done. It is gorgeous. I am loving it. Now it's a lot of stitching in there. Keep in mind, this is 22 count, so it's small. But I just love it. I adore this pattern. So I got a little more in that. And I felt like if you're in the hospital, it was a good time to stitch on something with God in it, right? Because isn't that when you need the prayers? Okay. Alrighty. I can get this out of my way. Oh no. My little tag just came off. Oh no. I have to put it back on. All right. So I have some stash, but I also have some things that are coming up that I'm going to work on. So I'll show all of that. Some stash. I got this book, which from Rosewood Manor, Family Reunion. I really love the idea of all of these little boxes that you could put your initials in or names in and kind of celebrate your family. And I loved that. So I bought that. I am going to be starting, as soon as I get Jesse's project done, I am going to be starting Monster House. Now this is a Sal from Satsuma Street and it is on part 4. I think part 5 comes out tomorrow. And if you haven't seen it, this has to be one of the best charted charts that I've seen. I think there's only 6 parts. So it is fantastic. You could still join. You would get all of the parts after you join. It was, one price. And I'm going to be starting that. Now, let me tell you, the colors of this are amazing. And I don't even know if I can't even show all of them. When I opened up my boxes to pick colors, these were the funnest colors in the box. As you can see, it's amazing. So I'm going to be stitching mine on 18 count Gone Batty from the Digi Stitcher. And I'm going to show you her tag so you can go get some of her amazing fabric, and I have more of it to show, but this is what I'm choosing to stitch it on. I love it. It is gorgeous. I think this is going to look amazing. The colors look amazing on here. Now, I'm not sure what is up here in part 5 and 6. So I'll have to see. If it's bats, I won't stitch bats because I already have bats on my fabric. We'll see. Now, this fabric is from, like I said, the Digi Stitcher. Look, ooh, don't drop, don't fall. And they are on Etsy. And there it is. And what I really like is this fabric comes with this little card, right? Tells you what it is, the size count, the size. On the back is a project card. Now, how smart is that? I love that. I did not know that when I ordered the fabric, and I thought that was brilliant. So this is all kitted up and it's ready to be started. I am also going to be starting, and why do I have this back here? Oh, because it goes in here. So I have started Spring Sampler by Crochet Go-Go, and she came out with Halloween Sampler. And they are very close to stitch count. I think they are 5 or 6 stitches off of one another. Perfect. I think the called for, and I didn't print it out, I have it on markup. I think the called for is vintage country mocha. So I've ordered the fabric and I've ordered the threads. I'm going to be starting this with Stacy at a retreat that we're going to in October. We're going to start this together. So I have it in the bag. I'm going to keep all the samplers that are like that because Crochet Go-Go has winter, fall, spring. I don't think they have a summer one yet, and now Halloween. And I'm going to keep them all in this bag and pull those out and stitch on them. But Stacy and I will be starting that at the Barefoot Retreat. And I'm super excited. Okay, so when I ordered fabric, of course, no fabric can come alone. So from the Digi Stitcher, Stitcher, I got more fabric. I got 20 count Gone Batty. I decided not to do the 20 count. It does have some back stitching, and so I decided to do 18 count. I also got it in 14 count. And the called for is 14 count, but I want it to be a little smaller, so I'm going with the 18 count. I also got Itcha Bob, I guess. Is that not great? Sorry about the plastic. It's beautiful. In the group, the Satsuma Sal group, there is a lady who is doing it on Wolfman. And I'm not going to take it out of the package, but it's this great tree that goes on both sides. It is fantastic. That's how I found out about the place that sells the fabric, and I bought some of it, but I decided on the bats. Hers is gorgeous. Go check it out in the group, though. I also got True the Bride, which I think is a great fabric. I also got Mixed Potion. Now, this was a contender. I thought that was pretty. I also got the Rorschach test. I think that's how you say that. I love fabric like this. I don't know why. I just love it. I got Itcha Bob in 14 count. This is Bomb Pop in 14 count. This is Sparkler. I think I got this thinking, would this be a good fabric for Lady of the Flag? I don't know if Lady in the Flag would fit on this. This is 16 by 20 and it's 14 count. I probably would reorder this in an even weave. Truth be told, if I was going to do Lady of the Flag, it would be on an even weave. Just because there's a lot of half stitches and quarter stitches in her face, and even weave has a hole from them, which means that they're more consistent than doing it on Aida. So I would probably order it that way. I got Villains. I don't know if you can see the variegation. It's so dark, it's hard, but it's really pretty. And I got Lady Liberty, which is like the green, that kind of muted look that Lady Liberty. I wouldn't stitch her on this, I don't think, but I got it. And Dracula. So I got some good fabrics. Those were super fun. Check out her site on Etsy. I also got the Harry Potter Hogwarts cross-stitch book. Katie's Stitching did a flip through of this book and she convinced me to get it. I have a niece who is a Hogwarts fan. I'm sure some of these will be stitched for her. Okay, just one more piece and then we'll go over plans. Okay, I got this monograms from Jim Shore. And when I saw this book online, I didn't realize that like every single monogram is in here. This is a big book. So that's kind of cool. I liked that. Because I was so perplexed that I was loving Weeks linen, I went ahead and ordered some Weeks linen, not gingham, to try. To, you know, maybe my mind, maybe my taste has changed. Maybe I like it now, right? Just drop that on the floor. I got little pieces. I figured I could do ornaments or something with them, but I'm going to give them a shot again. And I know Weeks has changed to a Zygarde base. These are not Zygarde base, which from all accounts, I don't think what I'm stitching on the gingham is Zygarde base. I also got some more grape juice thread. And I got some more Gentle Arts cherry wine because I needed some more of that. Okay, I've got some. This is Stitcher's Days of Christmas from Sue Hillis. Super cute. And I have a whole Sue Hillis thing here. I have So Much Love. This is 12 Days of Christmas from Sue Hillis. Now, I've seen these stitched in person and they are adorable. You can make them into ornaments or you can make it into a banner. Really cute. This is a 4-part series and let me put them together. This is Department of Public Works, North Pole Chamber of Commerce. And you can see the whole pattern down the side, but here's each of the patterns up close. I think those are super cute. I also got the 2024 Wee Santa from Heart and Hand because you have to have the 2024 Wee Santa. And I also got Cory Batakori, which I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. And it is alphabet, which I think is really pretty and really simple. So that was all the stash that I have. I do have some fabric from Fat Quarter Shop that I haven't opened, but it is sewing fabric. And that's probably not that exciting because it's just fabric. And I'm not 100% sure on my project that I'm going to do with that yet. So that'll be decided. Ideally, I want to do a quilt for my bed. I don't know if it's going to be a English paper piecing quilt or if it's going to be simple squares sewn together. I don't know, but I love the fabric and I decided I was going to get it and possibly work on a quilt for myself someday. We'll see how that goes. I have a order coming from 123 Stitch to kit for the fabric for the Halloween sampler and the threads for Halloween sampler. And I also have several Little House Needleworks patterns coming because I have been so obsessed with Little House I don't know why. I'm in a group and I just love seeing them all. And I'm like, I need to stitch more Little House charts. So next time you'll get to see more Little House charts. That's pretty much it. I've been stitching. What are my plans? I am not going to rush doing those stockings. So I decided on myself, if I don't get them done this year, that's fine. I can work on them throughout the year next year. I don't want to rush and sew them and get in a hurry and not do a good job of them. So I'm going to take my time. If I have time beforehand to do them, great. If I don't, that's okay too. I do need to do some fully finished. I have a ton of Christmas ornaments I need to get done. And now I have this year's ornaments to get done. My kids' ornaments are done. And my niece and nephews are done. So I have those done. I don't really have any more goals that I need to get done. I want to stitch the baby stocking, but Mackenzie has not had time to pick out like what for the baby yet. And so I probably am not going to get it done this year. I probably stitch it and then fully finish everything next year is what I'm thinking. I could get a wild hair and just say, I'm going to fully finish these stockings. I want to, but I don't want to rush. It's the first time I'm doing stockings. I want to take my time and I don't want to rush. I'm just working. I want to stitch fall. I'm definitely going to go back to fall on the farm. I love that sampler. I might pick out some more fall charts on my shelf and see what I have and what maybe I could get done. In the last 2 videos, I've picked charts off my shelf and finished them up. And that felt really good. So while I'm putting this all away today, I'm planning on going through my shelf and seeing what I have and what I really want to work on and kind of reorganizing my shelves a little bit. So who knows what will pop up. We do have a trip to the Chicago area to pick up something. And then we do still have 2 trips down to Dallas to pick up something. The Dallas ones are not a 911 because the pieces of equipment are at our buddy's yard, so they can sit there for a little bit. The one in Chicago we'll have to get, and probably have to get sooner than later because it snows in Chicago and we don't want to pull that in the snow. So, yeah, and then baby will be here in November. I will be cooking Thanksgiving dinner probably at my house so that Mackenzie doesn't have to do anything. I don't even want her to clean up because she'll be right before delivery. And I promised her I would make a turkey dinner for her that she could just stuff herself with. So we'll be doing that. My youngest son's birthday is October 1st. He will be 18. It is amazing to think the child that was born at 2 pounds, 2 ounces is going to be this huge 18-year-old because I believe he's going to be taller than my other 2 boys. He's very much close to his older brother who's 24. So they're all like 6 foot. So I think he's 6 foot. Kyle's a little over 6 foot. So, and he's 18. So he's going to be, or going to be soon. He still has some growing to do, but it's amazing to think these little preemie that was born at 26 weeks, which I'm happy to say Mackenzie is past 26 weeks. So she is now further along than when I had Jessie. So that is amazing. I didn't have any problems with my first 2, but my last one went to the can. So things happened and wasn't good. That's why we have 3 children instead of 4. So we said, nope, we're going to be done. So yeah, he'll be 18. Isn't that crazy? 18. He seems like he was a baby yesterday. He's still my hippie baby. He has not had a haircut since before COVID. And I'm not lying. He has very, very tight curls. He has like ringlet curls. And so it takes forever for his hair to grow out. And then it springs up a lot. So like when he comes out of the shower, his hair would be like down. He's not a girl, but if he had a bra strap on, it would be like middle of the back, right? But when it dries, the back of his hair touches his collar and it doesn't even touch his neck. That's how much spring that kid's hair has. I have no idea who has that curly hair because it is not me. It's not my genes. That's definitely from my husband's side of the family. That is not me. So anyhow, we have that coming up. We have a baby shower, not this weekend, but next weekend. I'm super excited for it. I have already bought their crib. It should be here middle of October, I think is what they said. I am not taking that to the baby shower. I do have a basket that I'm putting together of baby stuff. So her big gift is going to be the crib. The smaller gift will be the basket that I give her of just, baby clothes, baby blankets, just different things like that. So, and then they'll get their crib when it gets here, but I'm not carrying that to a shower. There's no way. Not doing that. So, anyhow, we have that coming up. So it's going to be exciting. I'm going to still be stitching. I'm actually really relaxed that I can just stitch on whatever I want to. So that's what I've been doing this whole year. I've been stitching on whatever I want to, with a few things in between. Like I did the stockings this year, and that was a huge accomplishment to get 6 stockings done, fully stitched. They're not fully finished, but fully stitched. So it was really good to kind of not have I'm stitching summer or I'm stitching spring. It was nice to just stitch whatever I wanted. It was nice to stitch on some bigger projects, which I really, really enjoyed. I did sign up for StitchCon Weekend A. We will see if I get in, don't know. I think my Instagram name that I put down was wrong because I hit the enter button and then I looked up and I was like, oh, what did that type? If I get in, I will send them a note that my Instagram name is wrong and I'll have them change it. Not a big deal. We'll wait and see if I get an invoice. How about that? So I would like to go back to StitchCon. If I go back to StitchCon, I would love to stop back at Craft Gallery and have a couple pieces for her to frame. So maybe I'll work to get a couple samplers done, or depending upon, there is a framer in North Carolina that Faye Rigsby uses, and I want to try her out. I don't know if I'll have time to go there beforehand, or I'll just wait until StitchCon and go to Craft Gallery. But I am going to frame A Joyous Christmas that I showed you. I'm super excited about that. So I at least have one piece to be framed right now. I am sure there's more pieces in there that I would like to be framed. So we'll see. And I have time. I might be able to stitch something else, get something else done. So we will see. So hopefully I'll have some finishing to do next time, and hopefully everybody stays healthy. We don't have any, hospital visits, and I can get some finishing done and do some stuff, some sewing for the baby, and, just relax. But that's my plan. My plan is no plan. My plan is to stitch what I feel in the mood to stitch. So I am going to start Monster House as soon as I get the project for Jessie done. And I'm going to stitch, I'm going to start the Halloween sampler from Crochet Go Go. It'll be at Barefoot that we start it. So if you want to start along with either of those projects, Satsuma Street has a huge Facebook group with that Sal, and there's lots of people stitching it already. Helen D is stitching it. Kenny's stitching, I think, is stitching it. Who else? I know I've seen a ton of people. I'm trying to think of YouTubers or Flosstubers that are showing it on their channel. I know there's more. So that's it. That is probably one I'm so excited, because I'm so excited to stitch those fun colors. They're so bright and cheery, and I don't get to stitch a lot of that. So I'm super excited. Okay, so that is it. We are 53 minutes in, and I had a little bit to show, a whole lot of talking. I will see you next time. Happy stitching, and I'll see you again.